Welcome back to Raving and Reviewing. My name is R, and this is my co-host V.
Hey guys, what's up?
Today we're back reviewing episode 5 of Loki, Journey into Mystery.
Ooh,
And man, the last two episodes, great.
hitting it out of the park, man.
Yeah. They definitely, I guess Lamentus was like a,
Blah.
let's like ease into these last few moments because they're going to be huge.
Right, all right.
And I'm just wondering, can they top where they're going? Like they're going uphill,
Yes. Is it gonna fall flat?
gonna fall flat. Come on.
I don't think so. I'm hoping not.
No, it was a very good episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think some parts fall flat where I think like the writing, I think you said you were fine with it. I felt
I
like some of the
liked it.
writing was weird.
Yeah, you found it a bit cringy and a little off-putting, I suppose.
Yeah, sometimes some of the scenes were just weird.
Yeah.
But I think the action was good. I think seeing the other Lokis was great. And
I wish they
the
did
ending.
more with that, like with the
Yeah.
other Lokis. It just kind of ended up being like a comedy bit.
Yeah,
where,
it's
like,
not like I wish we had 2
impactful.
episodes with them.
Yeah, but interesting, the President Loki was actually based on like the 2016 election. I read that somewhere.
I mean, there's a whole
The comic, yeah.
Yeah.
So that I did not know. That's pretty cool. I mean, he didn't get me like a vibe of any of like the candidates, but
I mean, we literally saw him for 5 seconds.
yeah, that's true too. And then he got his arm bit off, which was kind of funny.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good episode. I mean, I think this episode, if we were to have one, should have been like a 2-parter.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a back-to-back, same day release.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like this wait for this one because there wasn't even an end credit scene, and I think they should have done an end credit scene for this one. Maybe like where because Mobius at the end kind of they part ways, and I kind of wanted to see like how his introduction into the TVA would be. But I guess because it's gonna be a juicy one for next week, they just figured, okay, let's just leave it.
Yeah, I think
Let's not give them anything.
This week we got very little TVA stuff. The intro, a little bit just she gets Ravonna kind of betrays her. She steals the temp pad.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of dumb. I do have to say, like the TVA stuff in this episode, I wasn't really feeling too much. Right. So this whole time Ravonna is kind of leading like Sylvia on, right? Like, oh, like I'm with you. I want to understand just as much, which I believe her, right? Where it was like the part where she's like, I'm also lost. I didn't know that I wasn't, I was a variant. And it kind of seemed like she was getting there, but of course, like there's easily spotted scenes where she's like getting Miss Minute to like lie to her and all this stuff. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Like you're obviously gonna betray her, and then she does.
Yeah.
And then Sylvie prunes herself into the void.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah,
I thought maybe they should have spent more time together, and like she just didn't like those other agents didn't just come in and kind of ruin it. I wish there was more of a Ravonna comes to like her senses and kind of is like, all right, let's figure this out together.
Right.
Because I mean, I don't think Ravonna is gonna be like the main bad guy. It's gonna be someone else.
No.
So
yeah, it's gotta be someone else because she's teetering right now for me. Like I don't fully see her as a bad. She hasn't done anything super bad, at least anyway. But the other thing with these Marvel shows is like the bad guy's pretty apparent, right? Like they're not trying to do like a big mystery for any of the 2 shows like previous to this. Like they haven't had like a crazy, scary, big, important bad guy come into the end of the show, right? WandaVision, they stuck with Agatha, and for Falcon, who was
there wasn't
the best
villain. There wasn't a villain.
There was no bad guy, so that was interesting, or not. So I don't know. I don't want to put my hopes into this, but it looks like they're alluding to the bigger bad guy, especially with this episode, right? So like
Yeah.
Goliath, I guess in this particular episode was like the thing they needed to conquer,
Hmm.
right? And I read online somewhere, and this is going back to your theory about King the Conqueror,
Hmm.
right? I read somewhere that a lot of the times when Goliath is present, King is kind of side by side with him.
Yeah.
So I think we might be, or you might have been on the right track when you were
I
like,
mean,
I
that's
think.
the internet. It's not my theory,
Oh,
but
it's not your theory. Okay.
no,
So,
I don't take
well, you
credit for it.
believing the internet's theory for a change might have been a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how many people are like, "Oh my god, Goliath." I'd say
Oh,
99% of the world has no fucking clue who Goliath is.
yeah, I did not know until
No,
I
but
looked it up.
it's like 1% of Marvel fans know who the fuck that is. And like every time, like I guess they're compared to like the older Fantastic Four had the Cloud Monster, and it was like that's so horrible. And then DC and Green Lantern, the bad guy was a cloud. Parallax was a cloud.
Hey, in Mario too, okay? Or is the cloud the good guy? No, it's the bad guy. He usually throws stuff at you,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Mario Kart,
that's it. In
Mario
Mario,
World,
yeah, yeah,
Mario World.
Mario World, yeah.
Yeah. So listen, the cloud has been a bad guy for
No, usually they
everybody.
hate on it big, but this time they're like,
They're excited.
MCU did it right, and I'm like,
You did not agree with that.
no,
I
I
thought the
mean,
CGI was fine this episode.
no, CGI was great. I think it was
Yeah.
good. I'm just saying, like, people were excited for it, and it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. It was
I don't
also
think you
funny.
should be.
So, like, who posted that picture of Loki, crocodile Loki? Was that like the
It was like a
director?
tweet. I think there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that's being posted the
Out in
last few
this,
days.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was all like a CGI stuffed animal.
Hmm.
That was kind of funny. And they're like, "Oh, that's biggest diva." That was kind of funny. I thought.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I do like seeing some of the behind the scenes stuff, and there was the
Mhm.
one with Sylvie, and she's I
Mhm.
guess she just
And
had a baby or
she's a new
something.
mother. Yeah.
Yeah, and then her suit is like made that she can like
To
breastfeed,
breastfeed.
like, and
Yeah.
it's like the joke is always like in Christian Bale, he's always like, yeah, get a suit that fucking you can go to the bathroom in or actually get out of easily, because that's like everyone's like, yeah, the suits really suck because they're like tight leather.
Yeah, I guess it is. And they're probably in it for hours on end, right? Because they have
Yeah,
to finish whatever they're scheduled to shoot that day.
yeah,
So I do appreciate that they thought about her baby, which she does not look like she just gave birth,
no,
might I
not at all.
add. She looks amazing. She's running around and doing stuff, and I'm like, all right, you do you. Um, but speaking of suits, freaking Loki, can he stop wearing the freaking shirt that's half ripped everywhere? And the
Yeah,
damn tie, like he needs his Loki suit back on. He looks ridiculous.
yeah, I think they're saving that for the end, kind of just like
Yeah,
how
it's gonna be a big
Wanda got
reveal.
her suit at the end.
Yeah.
Falcon got his ugly white suit.
They're gonna disappoint us with this as well.
I mean, Wanda's was good.
Wanda's was good. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. We liked Wanda stuff.
Black Widow got her white suit some reason.
Mm.
Made
Ugh,
no sense.
yeah. I did not get that at all. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, no spoilers for that.
No spoilers just yet. Okay, you have here written the Void spaceship. I missed this, so if you want to.
So I think it was one of the things. Maybe I didn't think of it that Miss Minute was lying to Sylvie in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning because they were
Mm-hmm.
talking to her and we're like, oh, what's the beginning of time? What's the end of time?
Mm-hmm.
And then where do we go look and this and that? And then the thing Miss Minute brings it up, not question. They didn't question her. She's like, oh, the void spaceship, the only thing that can get us there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they kind of just drop it, don't mention it the rest of the episode.
Right. So you think maybe it was just a lie?
No,
To
I
like
think it's
Sylvie, or you think it's
Miss
real?
Minute gave away something that she shouldn't have.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And maybe next episode we see Mobius after he figures out something with Ravonna, maybe teams up with Ravonna.
Mm-hmm.
He'll use find out this spaceship, and they actually get to wherever they are now,
Mm-hmm.
to this
Well,
castle at the end of this last
right.
scene.
The last scene.
Mhm.
Now that you mentioned Mobius, what did you think about his re-entrance to the show?
wacky.
Right? I was like, this had to be a little bit more exciting, not him driving up in a pizza car. Like, what the heck was that?
Yeah, it's like why wasn't he on a
Something cooler.
no, I mean why wasn't he on his little jet skis?
Yeah, right? Right? Oh my god, I didn't even think about it. I would have freaking
That's
I was
next
just like,
episode. That's the next
what?
episode.
Yeah, you
That's
think
like
he's
the
gonna
post credit scene.
Yeah, actually that's probably what's gonna happen. I
We're
think
not getting Kang, we're getting him on the post that him on the in the water.
I'm okay with that. I'll take it. No, actually I would like Kang. I think he would be an exciting villain. After all that you told me about him, he
Hmm.
seems like he'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna be ever multi I guess
Multi
movie, multi TV show kind
Right.
of villain. It's not gonna
And
be a one
nobody
off.
knows who it is, right? Like there's not been any like
I mean they casted
talks
a
about
guy.
do we
There's a
know who
guy
the guy
actor.
is?
Yeah, there's a guy casted for him.
Oh, okay. So this has to be that guy. Whether he'll make an like appearance in this show or not, I don't know.
They interviewed him, asked him, he's like, oh, I don't know anything about Loki.
Okay.
So
So maybe not.
I think he just has to say that.
For that.
Or maybe he just filmed his scene during
I'm
his
like
filming
legit
Ant-Man.
looking this up right now.
I mean, he's filming Ant-Man or whenever that starts.
Oh, okay. So he's definitely Jonathan Majors.
Sounds right.
That sounds right. Yeah, it looks like it's this guy.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. All right.
And he's the timekeeper looked like him in the middle one, kind of his face.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like a lizard version.
In this picture, they're definitely like, why is he purple?
Why is Thanos purple?
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, good point. Well, actually, he's kind of gray and blue in this picture. It's very interesting. Okay, we'll find out.
I think he's blue, but like he has a purple helmet.
Mm. Okay.
No, so we see, I guess they're traveling through with the other three Lokis, the classic Loki in the old costume. Great. We
Yeah,
got
he was our
Vision
favorite.
in his old costume and Wanda. And then like Wanda's like they were in the Halloween episode. I like that we could see like the reference to
Right.
the classic thing.
Yeah.
Then the kid Loki.
Yes.
She didn't really do much. She just has like the one line.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, "Oh, I killed Thor," and it's like,
Yeah. It's like okay, and
okay. Then boastful Loki, the black one.
Yeah.
From Game of Thrones, and he. I mean, I guess the name was like boastful Loki. He's bragging. He got the Infinity Stones, but he didn't.
Right. Everyone's saying he's lying.
Yeah, the alligators like bites him.
Yeah, I mean that whole like arc of him like betraying them with all the other Lokis, them fighting.
Yeah.
It was so pointless. But I feel like now that I'm thinking, it's probably like a fan, like oh, like the fans will enjoy calling out what Loki's what, right? So I think that was sort of the purpose of it. So I can't get mad at it because they did it for a particular reason, but maybe they'll bring him back for something more exciting later. But who knows?
Yeah, the only one I could see coming back is the kid Loki.
I know, like you said, he didn't do much, but I feel like if he acted just slightly better,
yeah,
the kid could do a lot in the Marvel universe. So it'll be
I mean this one they kind of like multiversed him, but like Kid Loki is like our Loki would be he like dies, but he's reincarnated into a kid or transformed into a kid, and he joins the Avengers as a good guy.
See, this is why Loki can never die. He just has so many arcs.
So like I can see like maybe this kid Loki somehow joins the Young Avengers as Wanda's kids.
Right. Okay.
And I could see like 3 years from now, they have these kids all kind of one time in a suit. Right. And then they'll like age up into like Teen Titans, kind of like Young Avengers.
Yeah, I like that.
Because we've seen the young kids, like we've seen the Isaiah Bradley's kid. The Wanda's 2 kids, young Loki.
Yeah,
they're setting up a movie right here. The Hawkeye's kids.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, they have enough kids in the Marvel universe to actually have Kid Avengers, which
Hmm.
might be good. Um, all right. So then, what else happened in the episode after they fight with now the three Lokis or four
Hmm.
Lokis rather? Classic Loki, our Loki, Kid Loki, Old Loki, and Crocodile Loki.
Yeah.
I was just kind of walking to then decide to kill Goliath,
Yeah.
right? And at that point, Sylvie is still with Mobius. They're just trying to get to the same location. She connects with Goliath and
Hmm.
sees the tower, right?
Yeah.
She enchants it a little bit
Yeah.
and sees the tower. So she's like, all right, I'm going to try to enchant it further and get past Goliath.
Yeah. I was wondering what that was. You see that little vision, and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like in Ultron when Thor goes to like that little some reason he goes into that water and then he has like visions and then like you see little he sees all the infinity stones kind of rainbow colors.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it reminded me of,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think it's really. I mean, he saw infinity stones, she's seeing a vision of this
Yeah.
castle. I don't know, seems like I don't know if this is considered the end of time or like the,
Well, I
like
think it's
they have
like
a
a
word for
fake
it.
end of time, but behind he is actually living at the end of time, just like Sylvie was in all the apocalypse.
Hmm.
If the theory is right, I think Kang is living at the actual end of time beyond the void
Hmm.
in the castle.
Yeah.
That's my theory. Well, actually, that's pretty much spelled out in this episode.
I
Like,
mean, yeah,
bad
it's
deep.
it's I mean it's hard to say because it's like they could really go anywhere right now.
I know, but they probably won't, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
I think they're gonna spell it out for us. They might not fully give us. My theory is they're gonna allude to Kang being a bigger villain,
mhm.
but the story might just end with them fighting TVA, and we won't fully know. Like we might not get like a Kang sighting.
Yeah, that would be
It might just
disappointing.
end with like there's something bigger than this, and then that's how the series will end. And then obviously leave
Yeah,
it up to us to decide that it's gonna be Kang. Similar to WandaVision, right? We kind of just assume that okay, it's gonna go into Doctor Strange, and more
mhm.
things will happen there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Uh,
want that.
no, I wouldn't either.
No, I think this one this one has to be like a solid like let's get to somewhere because Loki to when Ant-Man 3 comes out is a long gap
Yeah.
because we don't know what else this relates to. Like there's
Yeah.
more TV shows, but like Shang-Chi, Eternals, maybe Eternals something's related here because they're internal, like they live through forever. So maybe they've
Right.
seen these events, they've avoided helping whatever these situations out. I don't know.
Um, I guess that's possible. I just don't want to get my hopes up just because the last few shows that we were like making all these theories and then nothing happens. And not just because Marvel's not delivering, but I also think because COVID, a lot of the filming and stuff was halted. So they kind of like did what they were able to.
I don't think it's the filming. I think since they're pretty much like quarantine sets, I don't think COVID has an issue with like how they're filming right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe WandaVision, but Loki, I think they filmed it like February this year. I don't think it's an issue. Or was it
Well, we were
last year?
at peak February this year. What you talking about?
That's true. That's true.
Um, and then I guess once Sylvie's there, there's a lot of heart to heart talk.
Yeah.
There was like several scenes where um, Mobius is talking to the other two Lokis.
I like
It was
that
kind of
little campfire scene.
yeah. I do like old Loki's story where he was basically like I just hid out,
Yeah.
and like it kind of tied into his bigger role later on in the episode, right? I really like that. And then there's a scene with Loki and Sylvie where he conjures up a freaking blanket.
Yeah.
It was I do see that was kind of cheesy and a little cringy, but it's just because we have an opinion on that weird relationship Like, I just think it's really strange the way I don't think they're gonna do anything with it, but
Yeah.
I wish they stopped talking about it already.
The wording they chose when Mobius and Sylvie like meet up with the rest of them,
Yeah.
and then Loki's like, I don't know how to explain this, but I would say this is us as a kid.
Yeah.
And I did not like that wording at all.
Right.
I was like, this is us as an old man. And I was
Yeah.
like,
It's like, dude, you're potentially trying to bag with this one. But at the same, like, it's so convoluted and weird, and I'm like, this is on Disney Plus, a show for kids. Like, this is too complicated. Stop it. Like, I can't. But whatever. Let them have that moment. It ran out a little bit of the episode time, but that's fine. And then she
yeah,
yells at them. It's funny when she's just like, yeah, I'm gonna enchant the thing. You're stupid for trying to kill it.
yeah,
And Mobius is like, she's pretty confident. And I don't like how at the end he was like, "You're my favorite" to Sylvie, and I was like, "That's
yeah,
so not true. We know who your real favorite is, you liar."
yeah.
Um, but all right, so then I guess the main scene that we get to is them trying to enchant Goliath. Well, how do you think that was done? I think that was one of the best like scenes so far in Loki. Could have been, I'm sure, better with some of the CGI. I didn't think
No,
it was too bad for a TV show.
I thought it was the best CGI they've had so far in any of
Yeah.
this. Any of
Okay.
this, I was like, this reminds me of Guardians, like the end of
Oh,
Guardians 1,
they're holding
the
hands.
smoke, yeah, them holding hands.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then the Asgard stuff, it's like, again, I'm
Oh.
thinking like, we know Asgard now for 10 years, and you're seeing just like the little arc, the whatever
Mhm.
tower, and you know
Mhm.
it's that.
It's
Like everybody knows
instantaneously.
like this is what he's doing right now.
Right.
And it's great. I mean, I think that ending was like them two talking to each other and like, we're more powerful than we are. We just need to
Yeah.
be more confident. And it's
More
like,
powerful together. Yeah, which is kind of Loki's arc, right? He's always kind of been overshadowed by his brother, and
mhm.
now he's coming into his own in this
Oh,
show.
there was this line that was really great when they're all in that little bowling alley with the little
Mhm.
Santa
Mhm.
Claus thing. Um, they're sitting around, and then old Loki's like, I don't think you know that knives and blades are great for show,
Mhm.
but our
Mhm.
magic is way stronger than anyone would believe.
Right.
And then the other, like, boastful Loki is like, but the
Eh.
shininess is what makes it cool, pretty much. And he's like, you have no idea how wrong you are.
Right.
And then
Right.
that's proven right at the end where he's doing this.
Yeah. His
They're
powerful.
seeing like, damn, I have the potential to do something like this myself.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it's maybe we will see someone him do something like this.
Mhm. I thought that was good too. Like, I think they did a really good job with like old Loki's
Hmm.
arc, right?
Yeah,
Because you got to know his character a little bit more. Like, he was a coward. You know, in
hmm,
the end, when he's screaming "glorious purpose," like, I really
yeah,
felt that. I was like, yeah, you know, he gave up his life for something that he finally thought was important,
yeah.
which was great. That scene though, when he's like Loki, our Loki is like, okay, I'll be the distraction,
Hmm.
and I'm like, I think this is it. They're gonna replace our Loki with Sylvie. Like, she's gonna be the new Loki. Like,
Hmm.
this is how they're gonna play this out. And then the last episode is just gonna be her. It's like, I hope they don't do that because I'll be very disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they didn't, because I was really thinking, okay, this is it for Loki.
Yeah, I mean, I keep thinking that too, but they're not getting rid of Tom Hiddleston.
No, people love him too much.
But who knows? I mean, they could make Sylvie the main character next season and just not even have him at all. This
Right.
one's like, who knows? Like, they're like, he dies. I mean, they did that the last episode where he fake dies and then
Mm-hmm.
she's still alive. So I don't know if they
Right.
do that again in episode 6.
Right.
So the ending, we defeat Goliath and open up, I guess, this portal to somewhere, some kind of floating castle in the middle of nowhere. I can't tell if it's floating or not. It's just like seeing part of it.
Yeah.
Looks ominous.
Yeah.
Looks like something from Guardians, kind of like somewhere in space. kind of where Thanos maybe was sitting in that
Mm-hmm.
first time you see him in Avengers post
Mm-hmm.
credit scene.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not there, but like
It
that
kind
those
of
kind of
gets the same
vibes.
feeling, yeah.
Um, maybe Kang's thing, Cow Tower. We didn't really talk about the references we saw throughout the void.
Right.
Kind of was like places that were destroyed and dropped in, and we saw the one tower that said Kang Tower spelled with differently than how normally
Mm-hmm.
it's spelled, but it's a
I had to go
reference
back
to
to watch that.
yeah, it's like a reference to Kang the Conqueror is using a fake name called
Yeah.
Kang Qeng,
Mm-hmm.
where he buys Stark Tower from Tony
Mm-hmm.
and then runs a business out of his New York building. Um, Interesting. I mean, maybe that was a possibility of something he tampered with
Yeah.
and it didn't work out. So he just kind of threw out this, he kind of just flipped this out of the
So we're
world.
definitely thinking the void is his, right?
Yeah, it seems like he's
Yeah.
controlling this and all of his failed timelines kind of just end up here
Mm-hmm.
because we see references to the Thanos helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
There's something Thanos rides in the comics. Didn't
Right.
happen here, so it seems like maybe it's like a failed
Different universe.
timeline that didn't work out the way it wanted to, so he just throws it out.
Right.
We see Ronan's ship from Guardians 1. Why is it here? I don't know. There's like a the Red Skull's ship from Captain America 1 is here.
Mm-hmm.
The school bus from Spider-Man apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I don't buy that, but okay.
I mean, it's a school bus.
It's a
It doesn't have to be
regular school
Spider-Man.
bus.
Yeah,
It
regular
doesn't
school
have to
bus.
be, yeah. But the internet is the internet, so.
There was the jacket, yellow jacket helmet, but it was
Mm-hmm.
a giant one instead of small. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think honestly these are just like failed timelines
Yeah.
that like didn't go as planned. So they're
You
just
forgot to mention
oops.
Frog of Thunder.
Oh yeah, Frog Loki.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's a thing in comics.
Right. Animal
Um,
comics.
yeah, I mean maybe it's like the same world that Crocodile Loki's from, and then maybe like the Spider Pig, Spider Ham from Spider Verse.
Oh my god, yeah. I really forgot how many freaking animal superheroes there are so far. 3 already.
Yeah, I'm sure there's more that we don't know of.
Yeah. I wonder who Iron
They can
Man's
create an
gonna be.
animated show.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see more of that in What If too.
Yeah, we got the first trailer for What
Yeah.
If. It
That
looks
was good.
great.
Yeah, we're
It sucks
excited.
that the major players aren't really like
Voicing it.
voicing it. Like, come on, we could pay you to do
Yeah.
this like
Just do this
1 day of
one little
work.
show.
Yeah, it sucks. Like, I thought Robert would do it, but
Come back. Yeah, he didn't. He's probably busy counting his stack of money that he made with Endgame.
yeah, no Chris Evans, no Scarlett,
Yeah.
no Tom Holland.
Yeah. He might have been busy with Loki, so he might have not done it, which is fair.
No,
But yeah.
Tom Hiddleston did. I'm talking about Tom
Oh,
Holland.
sorry. That's because of Sony, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is Tom Hiddleston doing it? He is, right?
He is, yeah.
Okay. Thank God.
Yeah. I mean, he's been enough in the movies,
Yeah.
but we're getting the last of Black Panther.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing like a nice little tribute for him as well.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they do kind of send him a proper goodbye for his last like Marvel. I think his wife actually posted something about What If right after the trailer came out.
No, did you?
I think so. I remember seeing it. I'm not 100% sure if it was on his, if I saw it on his wife's or someone else from the cast, but I'm like 80% sure it was his wife, which is
Yeah,
nice.
I'm sure they probably like wanted to honor him
Yeah,
one way.
one
They'll
last
definitely
time.
have like one episode that's like they had to like fix it to like make sure he's like definitely like in memory of
Mm-hmm.
Chadwick
Mm-hmm.
Boseman.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm excited. I think there's a lot coming. You want to spend some time talking about Black Widow too? Because I think we're pretty much done with Loki now, right? Was there anything else you wanted to add?
I mean, I think the last few options, I think it could be just a Loki in that tower.
Oh, okay. That's your
Um,
your theory for the next episode.
I don't want it to be, but I could
Yeah.
say like the Loki's already the controller of the world. Like, because they talk to Sylvie and he's like, "What are you gonna do once you figure this out?" And he's like, "Oh, I have a timeline for you to run,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
be a
Yeah.
ruler of."
Yeah.
And it's like maybe he already is.
Is yeah, that's true. It could be Loki. I don't know. I think I'm kind of mixed on how to. I think that could be done really well, or it's very easily to like fuck it up
Yeah.
if Loki is like the bad guy.
Then another one is Doctor Doom. Could be his tower.
His tower. Okay, so we've got three big options right now. I'm
Yeah.
sticking to Kang. I think he's gonna be. It's more. I think my curiosity is more with Ravonna. Like, do you
Yeah.
think she's gonna be like with Kang, or do you think like
Well,
there's a reason she sent Mobius to the void?
well, Ravona's story is mostly she is a love interest for Kang,
Okay.
but not directly. He's kind of like pulled her from a timeline.
Maybe Mobius is King. Because they had a little
That would
something,
be
something
funny.
going on there last episode before this one.
I think maybe Kang may kill Lovius for trying to hit on Ravonna.
And on his girl. All right.
No, it's
Could
like I
be.
don't think Ravona's there like by will. It's she's mind controlled to be
Mm
like in love with Kang.
hmm. Mm hmm. Ooh.
So I could see her being
Good.
freed from her control, and maybe she's actually taken over more to control, and she has to actually kill Mobius or
Right.
Loki or something.
All right.
A lot
Okay.
of options.
A lot of I can't say definitely, but I'm still leaning towards Kang. And
Yeah,
I
I mean
think she
having
might be a good guy at the end of the day. She's just confused about how to deal with knowing that she's a variant. So we'll see.
yeah, but there's another Ravonna that he's actually in that tower with her.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
All right. Oh, like a variant
Yeah.
Ravona?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I could see that.
Okay. I think we have some moderate high expectations, but I want to keep it low.
I want to keep him low.
Keep them low.
So far, that's not worked for us either.
No, not really.
Actually, no, that's not true because we had pretty high expectation for how Wanda was gonna end, and pretty high expectation for how Falcon and the Winter Soldier were gonna end.
I mean, they
So
had some high moments,
they did. Both
which I
both
don't
series
mind.
had really good high, and I don't think WandaVision really ended bad, but I think Falcon and Winter Soldier I had a bone to pick with.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah,
yeah.
I think we're gonna keep it medium
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
expectations
Managing
and
our
one,
expectation at this point.
and then this will be the last week. Then about in a month we'll get What If,
Oh, I can't believe that. What are
and
they
then
trying
after
to do
that probably
this?
Hawkeye and then Miss Marvel. So
Yeah, but we've got
they're
some movies
continuing.
coming out, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have Shang-Chi and
Right.
Eternals and
Yes.
Spider-Man.
Right. Right.
So there's tons of stuff still for Marvel MCU
Oh,
this year,
Marvel's keeping us
which is
busy.
which is crazy to think
Right.
that there's gonna be like 5 or 6 shows plus 3 movies,
I
four
know.
movies.
They were
Insane.
busy. They were busy. A lot of it got pushed too, so they were kind of forced,
Yeah.
right? Um. All right. I think it's a good segue into like maybe quickly talking about Black Widow.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Full spoilers for Black Widow.
Yeah. Spoilers. We will speak. Maybe not in detail, but we will speak about the movie as much as we can.
So I think the movie was pretty average overall.
Yeah.
Like if I had to give it a out of 10, it's like a 6.57.
Okay.
Um, I think it's like
The internet is not in agreement with you or
yeah,
us,
I
actually.
think the internet is giving it more like a 80% right now.
Right.
I did see, I think Rotten Tomatoes, it's like a 67 right now,
Okay.
possibly. I don't know, 77.
Oh, is it going down as more people are seeing it?
It's possible.
Yeah, it is
Um,
possible.
what
You
do you
looking
give
at
it?
it?
Yeah, I'm looking it up. What do you think?
um, yeah, I'm with you there. I think you know what for me it was just some of the storylines that they picked. Like they kept putting Black Widow in danger, and it's just like
Hmm.
we know what happens after this. This is not exciting. Like there's a
Hmm.
whole scene in the end where she's getting killed like 3 times almost. I'm
Hmm.
like, this is just not interesting because like I know she lives. So I think they should have focused a little bit more on the sister, which I think
They did.
she's an
They
internet. They did, but I I don't know. They try to give her all the funny lines,
Hmm.
and I think they missed in the comedy as well. Like I just didn't think, besides Hopper being funny, what was his name? The Russian captain, Russian,
Honestly, the Red Guardian.
the Red Guardian. I liked him. I know you weren't a huge fan, right?
No, I think the same thing. I think some lines were funny, and I think some
Yeah,
things missed.
yeah,
Um, Overall, I think he could be better,
yeah.
but I think the intro, everyone I've been seeing the internet, people love the intro,
I
and
didn't
I
get
thought
that.
it
I
was
fell
kind
asleep.
of eh. It wasn't too great. But then now I watched New Rock Stars. They like the YouTube channel that does all the Marvel stuff,
Hmm.
and he did a deep dive into all the Easter eggs,
Hmm.
and he does that for everything Marvel.
Yeah,
It's great.
yeah.
It's like one of the best channels on YouTube for
Hmm.
Marvel
Rockstar,
stuff. New Rock Stars.
new Rockstar. Okay.
Yeah. Um, and he did a breakdown with like shouting out all the Easter eggs and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's like seeing that I was like, okay, I'm interested to watch the movie again now.
Maybe, yeah, maybe once you know that. But I don't think the Easter egg should make the movie. I think it should be the storyline, and I think that's where, for me, it fell flat because a lot of it just felt like they were taking it like
Hmm.
stuff from other movies or series. Like the
Yeah,
beginning
that's
intro part was all the Americans. Like it
yeah. He
literally,
mentions that too.
yeah, it literally looks like that show, and that show was like really well acted, and it won a lot of awards. It was a good show. Like I watched quite a bit of it. It
Hmm.
was a really good show. And I don't know. I didn't like the fact that they took that, and then I kept telling you, I was like, this reminds me of Born Identity, or the Born series actually altogether.
Yeah. So I
Right.
think whereas like the action and story goes
Yeah.
overall overarching, I think the issue was it was trying to take the best of
Hmm.
a bunch of things. So you're
Right.
saying Born, The
Right.
Americans, Mission
Right.
Impossible,
Right.
Winter Soldier, and then I'd say like there's certain like action scenes that just reminds me of Tomb Raider, like where she's running and she's holding the two guns in front of her. It's like
Yeah.
that's Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, all action movies are going to end up looking the same. But this was just so obviously this like similar to other stuff I've seen that I just wasn't entertained. Like we went with a bunch of people too, and they all enjoyed it besides the two of us.
Did they?
Yeah, they
Okay.
loved it.
Oh, interesting.
They were like, "Oh, this was good." Remember we talked after the movie, and they were like, "Oh, this was really good."
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, my brother went to see it today, and he's like, it was pretty good.
Yeah, maybe we missed something. I did take a little bit of a nap in the beginning of the movie.
No, I was awake through all of it. I just think
Okay.
the issue was we've seen this before,
Yeah.
and it was a prequel issue if you know what's happening later.
Exactly. Like the main character, like I don't care. And I don't think the sister was interesting enough to grab my attention. That was the other thing.
Yeah,
Um,
she's not gonna carry her own show,
right,
and I don't think we're getting like a Black Widow's TV show with the new Freed.
right.
Because like I compare like now watching all these Easter eggs and stuff, these widows now I'm comparing to the Dora Milaje, where
Oh
it's like
yeah,
a army of women that's like,
women. Yeah, we
but
already have
them
that.
I
That's
feel
true.
like they made that movie where like they're a team of badasses.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
This
yeah, yeah.
one, I don't care for them. They don't have a personality.
No.
And
Also, the stupid villain. I mean, can we talk about the villain not being remotely interesting and the nonsense pseudoscience pheromone crap that they like how that like makes the movie fall fully apart for me. I'm like, just on a purely script level, it's a trash movie. I'm sorry. It is
what's
a
the guy's
trash
name?
movie. I don't even know he's that insignificant. Some fat dude, fat
Some
Russian
Russian
dude.
guy.
Yeah, I'm
So
fat shaming
so
him right now. I'm
the
sorry. But
so the thing I like about it is in Avengers 1, the scene with Black Widow and Loki in the prison on the helicarrier.
yeah.
There's a scene where she's like, Loki's like, "Oh, you have so much red in your ledger, daughter of whatever the fuck his name is."
Yeah.
And in my head, when I watched the movie, I thought he meant he
This
was
guy?
calling her the daughter of
This guy.
this guy,
Yeah.
but he was referencing that
Who
she
she killed.
has killed the person
Kid.
kid.
Yeah.
And it's like, that makes a lot of sense. But the payoff for 10 years later, not really.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't hold for me. For me, I mean, I know a lot of people like the movie, so take what we're saying with a grain of salt.
No, I
Um.
think there's a good action scenes here and there.
Mhm.
Um, I think if this came out in 2019,
Mhm.
instead
It
of
would have
Captain
hit
Marvel,
different.
they came out then,
Mhm. This would have
it,
hit harder.
this would have been pretty decent.
Yeah.
And then I would actually like they planned this out way before. It would have
Mhm.
been cool to see if you saw the sister and Red Guardian at the end game moment.
Right.
A little circles and everyone
Mhm.
came out.
Mhm. To say
It would have been
goodbye, right?
interesting. No, no, during the fight when everyone comes out.
Oh yeah,
Now it kind of like
yeah,
feels
but she's
like
not part of this like I guess phase. She's part of other
no,
stuff that
but
they're
they
doing
planned it
after.
out ahead of time.
Yeah,
Like they should have had the scene with just those two guys just standing there.
yeah, I guess
Maybe they
so.
weren't casted yet, or they can edit it in
Well,
now.
no, because like Black Widow was already dead at that point anyway in the movie, so
So it
it
would have been
didn't
more
matter.
effective for them to bring them in.
I guess so. I guess the mom and the dad could come too. Which I
Maybe they're
thought that's
blipped.
because at the end, like
Yeah, the mom
spoiler
too.
again, like she goes to like Scarlet Black Widow's grave,
Right. Yeah.
which is so stupid that she wasn't invited to the actual Endgame funeral. But whatever.
Maybe she's
Maybe.
blipped.
Oh yeah, maybe that's what happened. No, they all came back
No, that's
at that
after.
point
That's after.
after the funeral.
Yeah. They come back during the last fight scene.
The funeral was like all the way at the end though, at the cabin
No,
after Tony
no,
Stark
they
dies.
didn't have a funeral for Black Widow. They
But
only had a
I
funeral
thought
for
that it was for
Tony.
everybody.
No, it's just for
I thought it
Tony.
was for both of them. Okay, okay.
Mainly for
Apparently,
Tony. We're at
Tony
Tony's grave. Black Widow's grave was somewhere else.
somewhere else. It looked in the movie. It looked like the same location.
Might be at Tony's house. Both of
Who
them.
knows? I would think they would wanna whatever. I don't know. It was bad. That's all I'm. From a pure, it's an entertaining movie to see, except the last like 20 minutes really do drag because they just keep fighting the same guy over and over again. In the same like Taskmaster, like they
Hmm.
fight that girl like 3 times.
She
I'm
wasn't
like,
in it much.
I know, but they at the end they kept fighting her. Like the mom fights her, the sister fights her, then Scarlet, Black Widow fights her. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm over it.
So
She's half burnt. What's happening?
so Red Guardian is a super soldier, I guess.
Same as Cap, right?
Yeah. So in the beginning of the movie, I didn't realize he was a super soldier. Um, because he hangs on the side of the plane. I was thinking he's just a human.
Right.
I don't know why. Maybe because you watch like Mission Impossible, he does that all the time normally as a normal
And in real
person.
life,
Yeah, in real life.
Tom
So
Cruise
I
is
was
not a
like,
normal person, though. Let's be real.
yeah. But when he did in this, I'm like, oh, that's just like a normal person doing that. He got
Right.
lucky. But he was a
Well, we
super
watched
soldier
Fast like the
already.
week before this, so we were like, anything's possible.
Yeah, that's. But it's interesting. Like he's a super soldier, but he was just in prison.
Right.
And then again, in Falcon Winter Soldier, like you find out about Isaiah Bradley,
Right.
and it's like, oh, there's more super soldiers that have been
There's a
around for
lot of
20,
these.
30 years now.
A lot of them. There's like a bunch of Captain America. He ain't special no more.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I think they did a good job with de-aging him.
Mhm. They did a good job with the. Well, I mean, Rachel Weisz already looked young even in the real
I don't think
life.
they
So
de-aged her. I think it was just him.
I think so. I mean, no, she definitely looked a bit younger
Him and
in
makeup, maybe.
the. No, she looked like a teenager almost in the beginning sequences,
Oh,
and
maybe,
then
maybe.
like she's obviously like a young looking woman, but I think they like tried extra hard to make her look young, and it almost came off like she was like a teen mom
You know who
in
she's
certain
married to?
sequences. Yes, I do. I know all the gossip. Okay.
Okay, I don't know. I just found out today.
How? Oh, come on! They met at a movie that did really badly. I know the whole story. I don't know who she's married to. I know how and why.
You
We
don't know
should say
who?
I do.
Oh,
It's Daniel Craig. It's
yeah,
007.
yeah. for
I
now.
don't know. For now. Uh, yeah, but yeah, definitely. Movies are back, so definitely go check it out. I think most people who like Marvel, or even if Marvel movies are bad, they're still entertaining, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the low tier of
Yeah,
Marvel movies.
yeah, agreed. With Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
um, but it wasn't as bad. I think.
No, I think it's above Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
But it's the same thing I'm saying. I now that I've seen the Easter eggs, it kind of makes me want to see it again.
just to watch those, right? Maybe we
And
should give it a go again.
I don't think it's bad. I don't think I mean, I don't think it's terrible. It's definitely not like great.
No, I remember
It's
enjoying
passable.
Captain Marvel until she came back to like the Earth timeline. I actually really liked her in that little alien world, wherever
Isn't that the
she
whole
was.
movie?
No, she's back on Earth and
No, I know.
fighting.
I'm joking.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, I guess that she's on Earth for most of the movie.
Yeah.
But you made a good point. You're like Samuel L. Jackson was in that movie, which is so true because I remember enjoying him. He didn't have good chemistry with her, but I remember enjoying him.
Yeah. I mean, I think for a Black Widow story, they didn't really honor Scarlett Johansson.
No, no, not at
And
all.
that was another problem with it. It should have been, how did Scarlett Johansson meet Samuel L. Jackson? That
Mm-hmm.
should have been the story,
Mm-hmm.
not
Not this.
not
But I think
their
they
her
did
ending.
this to set up the sisters' arc in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, like
Florence Pugh, is that
yeah,
her name?
yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty in demand right now. I didn't know who she was, but
No, I
apparently
have no clue.
she's in
I have
all
no
the
clue.
indie movies. She did what is it, the Midsummer movie that was like a really, really big deal to the critics. Um, so I think they're trying to get her engulfed into the Marvel universe, and
I mean, I think her jokes were decent. Like
it wasn't bad.
the poser one was good.
Yeah, that one bad. I
That's a
just
good
rolled
joke.
my eyes at the end when she posed. I'm like, oh, of course they're gonna do this. It's so cheesy,
Yeah.
but it was good, good enough.
What do you think of the prison scene?
When they break him out,
Yeah.
I think I fell asleep during that scene. I was in and out sleeping, so you liked it.
It's good. I mean, it was fine. It's like, did they murder like 50 people right now?
I just remember him getting back on the plane and making stupid comments and getting punched in the face. It was a
Yeah, I
great.
saw he made the period joke, and then I
Uh,
saw something like Scarlett Johansson was not liking that
happy with
joke,
that.
but they kept it in.
I mean, I guess you have to, right? They're the first female super. Oh no, I guess it's not the first female superhero. What am I saying? It's the first movie that she got that was her own, right? So she should have had some more power in it, but it's not that big of a deal. It's a joke. I didn't think too much of it.
No, I mean it was intentional because they set it up that like they can't have kids anymore.
Who can?
All Black Widows can't have kids.
Oh, right, right. Because she pulls out the uterus and all that stuff. She did say that, right?
Yes.
They like talked about that. That was interesting.
Yeah. I mean that's they still didn't resolve anything there.
Oh yeah, I
Or
know. I know.
that it's like they didn't do a good job of like setting up a reason for us to care.
Right. It was like it was a shit script, but it took itself a little too seriously. I thought, like, I still think that like the fact that we saw Fast Nine, we were influenced by like how enjoying like that movie had a lot of stupid actions and a really bad script,
Hmm.
but that movie was like made for like a theater experience and like made for you to turn off your brain, and like it
Yeah.
didn't take itself seriously, so you could kind of make fun of it and enjoy it, right? Because that would they
Yeah.
knew that's the intent of the
Hmm.
audience, to go sit there and laugh at the stupid like storylines. With this it just took itself so seriously, and like I'm just like, stop. Like, more, it was more serious than most of like the Marvel movies, right? Like the comedy in the Marvel movies is one of the reasons people go watch it too. right? Like Ragnarok is another movie that like
Yeah.
it did not take itself seriously, and it's one of the best in my mind, one of the
Hmm.
best Marvel movies because it's just a full blown like theater experience, really good visuals, really good fighting, and just great humor.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have different genres. Like Guardians and Ragnarok are just like
The funny,
dumbest
silly
you can
movies, yeah,
dumbest
but
jokes you can make.
yeah,
But then you move to the other side, and it's like Civil War and Winter Soldier,
you know how I feel about those
serious,
movies.
serious spy kind of. Winter Soldier is like a spy kind of movie, which this is
Yes,
trying to be, and
right.
that one delivers in a storyline and
I think the
a
script was
villain,
better in that.
and yeah, the script is definitely
Yeah,
better. But
yeah,
this one,
much.
they kind of take the same reveal kind of thing where she
Mhm.
reveals her mask, the face peeling,
Yeah,
face changing
yeah.
technology they got,
Mhm.
reused it some reason,
Mhm. Mhm. This one time
and
they
this
reused
time
it.
it's like Black Widow's doing it again.
Right.
It's because she made that was a big reveal in that movie.
Right.
Doing it again here
It's
did
kind of
not
like a
really.
homage. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. I just didn't buy like the mom. It was just so dumb because they tried so hard to make the mom seem like the bad guy almost.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she's a good guy. And then like the way they sequenced it is just like a series of flashbacks. And I'm like, am I watching Arrow right now? What is freaking need of like it just I'm like, okay, whatever. Let's just get to the point of the
I mean,
movie.
I didn't expect it when they did the face reveal,
I didn't either.
but
Cause
isn't she in charge of this ship, and didn't she design this program and the technology in this ship? And why does she need to sneak around?
I know, I know.
And she gets trapped in that room.
Like it could literally just be the mom and it would not have made the difference. But the only reason it was Black Widow is because this
Hmm.
movie's called Black Widow. Like seriously, it like wouldn't have made a difference whether it was the mom or her.
I mean, they're all Black Widows.
Right. It's just so dumb. Oh my god, this movie's falling apart even more in front of my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, the storyline wasn't there, but
No. Pheromones were too much pheromones. So much.
I think that's when I was like, this has no chance
I
of
was like,
redeeming
what
itself.
in the bullshit heaven is this nonsense?
Yeah, I don't know who thought that was a good idea. Maybe there is some comic reference to pheromones.
Yeah, that comic was probably also bad.
I could say like that pheromones thing would work in Black Panther. They'd be like,
Yeah,
all
you
right,
know
here's
what? But
some
if there was some type of like
setup.
thing in the beginning of the movie that kind of explained that, maybe there
Hmm.
wasn't. I slept through it. It's
No, not
very
at all. Not
possible.
at all.
Okay. Then I would be like, okay, I guess I'll take the BS. Whatever. It's a comic book movie. It was just so conveniently placed all the way towards the end, and she breaks her nose, and I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, you know what it reminded me of? Like Jessica Jones, like the first season. And then she was like, she actually psychologically battles through all the issues she has, and then he's no longer able to control her.
Yeah.
But here she just breaks her nose. So
Yeah, I wish they set that up
a little bit better.
so like there was a reason for it and how it works, and then
Hmm.
she automatically knows, let me break my nose.
Yeah, right.
What?
So so dumb. But anyway, that's our complaint about Black Widow. So it's less of a review and more of like a series of complaints. It's still a decent watch in theaters, I think.
Or on Disney Plus for
Or
$30.
Disney, yes. If you could wait, right?
I mean, you're not waiting. You watch it now if you pay.
I'm saying don't pay and wait. That's
Oh,
what I
wait
did
till
with
it's free.
Mulan, and I was so happy with it. I watched like the animated version like 3 times before.
I mean, I saw they made $60 million off of these people who bought it at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit. All right.
So people like
Crazy.
that option.
People do. Yeah, people do. I mean, you pay less, right? Technically,
I mean, depends on how many people you go with. If you watch at home with 4 people, like, yeah, you're
it's
saving a ton
already
of
yeah,
money.
yeah, exactly.
Like five of us went to the theater, you spend $100 that day.
It's funny how
One
the
person.
world's reverting back to like DVD type behavior, right? Like back in the
Yeah,
day,
that
we
is
would
pretty
just
much
rent
DVD. Yeah.
DVDs. Yeah, yeah. Interesting.
I mean, they're turning that off. Shang-Chi's not getting this. Unless it
Oh,
maybe this does so well and they're like, we'll do this forever.
I hope not, because I like going to the movies to watch movies. We would
Yeah.
still go. It doesn't matter.
I mean, you went for this one.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, that's all I had. I don't want to complain and rip on it anymore, just in case people actually do like it.
Yeah, I think that score is going to go down for sure. But I did look it up. Rotten Tomatoes is 80 and Metacritic is 68.
Oh, okay.
IMDb is
80,
7.
80 critics or 80? That's critics,
Hold on.
right?
Hold on.
I think people liked it more. I'm telling you. Yeah, see?
Oh, audience score is 92.
Audience
Holy
liked it
shit.
more. Yeah. Critics didn't like it as much. Oh, are we critics now? Cool.
Wait, audience is 92? I don't believe that.
How many people have reviewed it?
5,000
Dude, I'm
plus.
telling you, everybody loved it except for you and I. A lot of action, good acting. What? It was
Unbelievable
good, but put it
scenes.
in too many unbelievable times. It seems like the writers forgot she's just humans.
I mean, I saw someone defend this, and it's like, did you not remember when she goes to a fucking space planet where
Yeah.
a fucking ghost skeleton
Yeah, the writers
has an
forgot
offer?
a long time ago that she was human. I think a lot of people just know Scarlett Johansson's hot and wanted to see her be even hotter, kicking butt, which is fair, honestly. She's really hot.
51 minutes ago. Slow and boring. 90% of the movie.
Okay, that was one review out of a billion saying this was great, action packed. So we're very wrong according to Rotten Tomato, and everyone should go see this movie and enjoy it.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess we're
Acting
wrong.
was mediocre. It's funny. Stunts were ridiculous. Ruined a great comic villain with Taskmaster. I do agree that villain was horrible.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, it's like they didn't kill him or her. So is she going to be back in Hawkeye?
Yeah.
She's going to come after him.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, the sister's definitely going to be in Hawkeye. I don't know about the mom or dad.
Right. Slow at times, not a bad film. I would say that's more so like my review too. Slow at times, not a bad film. Pretty bad script,
Yeah,
but I think the action was decent. Some parts were fun to watch.
yeah. There was one scene when they have the fight, and then she leaves to her room, and
Mm-hmm.
then the dad goes to go talk to her,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "Why don't you respect me as the Red Guardian?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Nobody cares about your stories as the Red." And she says some other name, and it's like some other Russian villain,
The
and it's
Crimson. She said Crimson
the Red
Guardian.
Crimson,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
and that's a reference to Iron Man 2,
Okay.
where the bad guy is a Russian guy, Ivan Benko.
Oh, okay.
His
Yeah.
father is the Red Crimson or something like that.
Oh,
And it's like the thing was like,
oh,
"Oh, you
you
stole
really paid
my,"
attention to the Easter eggs, huh?
and he's like, "Oh, Tony stole his whatever arc reactor ideas from him back in the day, or his
Uh-huh.
dad." It's like that's a cool callback, I guess, to Iron Man 2.
Would not recommend. Editing was terrible. I did not think that was the case. Editing was fine.
Yeah, editing's fine, music was fine.
Non-stop action. Would not recommend a movie too long. Storyline is scrambled all over. This movie was
Do you
not
think it
good.
felt long?
Yeah, towards the end, yeah. I think they were dragging it with the.
I did look at my watch like at least 3 times.
Wait, is that there was a reference to Winter Soldier? It's funny because we were talking about it. Bro, it was Winter Soldier 2, but worse. Okay, so kind of what you said. I mean, we have like a handful of people agreeing with us.
Yeah, it's like one out of every
Yeah.
9 reviews.
I think a lot of people that liked it also because she's such a big Avenger, like they just don't want to hate on this character's movie. Like it was such a long time coming
Hmm.
that people just didn't want to hate on it. which like I get that, but like it was not that good.
I'm interested to see in the long term. And the same thing for like Ultron, where like it was not that great reviewed at the beginning. And then
Hmm.
now at the end, they're like, this was actually really good.
Yeah, that's
I don't
true.
think this can be redeemed with future movies. Like,
No,
yeah,
Ultron was fun to watch too, though when we went to go see it. But like you
yeah,
said, maybe the Easter eggs and some of the setups that they did that are important later on in the Marvel universe, we might then look at the movie differently.
yeah.
Right?
It is crazy. I don't believe reading these reviews right now.
I don't trust you.
Paid reviewers. All right, I think that's it for today then.
Yeah, that's it for his Black Widow and Loki episode 5.
All right, we'll be back for next week's episode 6.
Sure.